Hello everyone and welcome to this trip report. Today we are flying with LATAM Brasil domestically from Rio de Janeiro-Galeão to Maceió with a layover in São Paulo Guarulhos. Welcome to the LATAM check-in area. The check-in was relatively efficient, although I was quite surprised by how few ground crew members were working this morning. As you can see, the domestic terminal at Rio de Janeiro Galeão International Airport looks quite outdated, although I do have to say that there are some decent food and retail options. For boarding, LATAM separates its passengers into different groups. Welcome aboard this LATAM Brasil Airbus A321 CEO, which features the standard Recaro seats that you will find on many other airlines as well. The seats feature a simple tray table. There is also a small seat back pocket, and the legroom is decent. A really useful feature was that there were USB ports on this aircraft. Shortly after takeoff, the cabin crew served some guava biscuits along with a glass of water. Considering that this is only a 40-minute flight, the service was quite impressive. There was also a QR code on the seat in front of you where you could stream the in-flight entertainment system of LATAM on your personal device. As we are approaching São Paulo Guarulhos, I have to say that this was a very impressive flight overall. It was a windy morning in Guarulhos, so there will be a hard landing, as you will see. São Paulo Guarulhos International Airport is the busiest airport not only in Brazil but in the entire South America. It handles many domestic and international flights, making it quite crowded most of the time. The domestic terminal is old and definitely needs renovation in my opinion. Also, most of the restaurants and takeaway places have the exact same food offering or are very similar. On a positive note, considering how many flights Guarulhos handles with two parallel runways, it is an efficient airport with a good on-time performance, at least in my experience. In my opinion, the best thing to do at São Paulo Guarulhos is plane spotting. Welcome aboard this second flight, another Airbus A321 CEO taking us from São Paulo Guarulhos to Maceió. These were the exact same seats like on the previous flight. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi on this flight did not work at all, which meant that we could not access the in-flight entertainment system during the whole flight. And considering that the flight time was about 2 hours and 25 minutes, this was clearly the flight when it would have been useful to have the in-flight entertainment system. We pushed back perfectly on time, which means that this will be our second on-time departure with LATAM today. We had to circumnavigate several storm clouds this afternoon during the first hour of the flight. As part of the complimentary service, the flight attendants served some cheese crackers with a glass of water or Coke. To my surprise, this was the only service on this flight, and there wasn't even an option to purchase something else. This flight would mostly take us over the Brazilian states of Minas Gerais and Bahia, although it was cloudy during most of the flight, so there wasn't that much to see. Eventually, we started our descent into Maceió, which is the capital of the state of Alagoas in northeastern Brazil. In contrast to my first flight, which was very impressive, I must say that this second flight was unfortunately quite disappointing. Because we landed about 15 minutes ahead of schedule, we needed to wait for our gate to become available. Overall, LATAM is an average airline in my opinion. Even though it's a full service carrier, I'm really not sure that they are better than Azul Airlines or even Gol Linhas Aéreas. I appreciate that LATAM is a punctual airline and that they allow you to stream the in-flight entertainment system on your devices, even though that seems to not really be available on all aircraft. In addition to serving many destinations within Brazil, LATAM is the only Brazilian carrier which has a diverse network of international destinations, and that is probably its biggest advantage overall. Finally, thank you for watching this video. If you appreciate it, please give me a like, and I would appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. Thank you and happy travels.